You're wasting time pursuing this Lanuit character. He's untrustworthy at best, an outright liar at worst. If nothing else, New Orleans is a beautiful city to visit. You never know what you'll find around the next corner. Of course, not everything one finds here is a pleasant surprise. I hope nothing tragic befalls you on these unfamiliar streets.
Finally, we're in the French Quarter, and there's Jackson Square up ahead. If Rex was telling us the truth, we'll find Alphonse Lanuit's shop on a back street nearby.
I still think this Lanuit is not to be trusted.
An old voodoo shop. This must be the place.
The door's locked. Mr. Lanuit, we've come to talk to you.
Hey, get away from my shop. Hey, you won't trick me that easily, you bloody-handed assassins.
What? We're not...
I warned you he's untrustworthy.
Mr. Lanuit, we're just here to talk.
Leave at once before I call the police.
He sounds upset. Maybe one of his neighbors can help us talk to him.
All we need to do is show Lanuit this sign? That sounds too easy.
Let's give it a try.
Mr. Lanuit?
I told you to go away.
Mr. Lanuit, we were, told to show you this sign.
Ah, so you're requesting sanctuary. Very well. If Aristide vouches for you, you may come inside. Now that I have a closer look at you, I must say you don't appear very much like assassins. What do you want?
Why would you be expecting assassins?
All I can say is that someone out there wants to kill me, and I won't take one step outside my house until I know the threat is over. Now answer my question. What do you want?
We're investigating the death of a friend who was murdered recently. The trail led to a member of the herd of Algidi.
You consort with the herd? Why, then you are my enemies, and the shop's ward should have prevented you from entering. I'll just...
Wait, no. The herd are no friends of ours.
Is that so? Well, whether or not that's true, I fail to see what any of this has to do with me.
A reporter named Rex Murphy pointed us to their manor house and suggested you might have more information about them. What's more, our late friend Professor Tillinghast mentioned you in her notes.
Tillinghast? You're friends of Wilhelmina Tillinghast? And you say she's dead. You actually saw her corpse?
Yeah, that's why we're...
Oh, no. No. It's gone much further than I imagined. No wonder they're after me.
What's gone further? Who is after you?
Why, the herd, of course. They're behind all of this. Quickly, there's no time to waste.
What is this sputtering fool talking about? And the way he keeps interrupting you, how rude.
Wait, just a moment.
Engelbert. He's my assistant. I sent him to infiltrate the herd and learn what designs they might have on me. If Tillinghast is dead, I fear he might be next. I don't dare leave the protections of my shop. You must find him and bring him back here. Take 2 right turns after leaving my shop. His house is the one with the red door, just past the cafe.
This is all too much. I bet he's just sending you on a wild goose chase to get rid of you.
Look with your eyes, not your hands. What are you, children? If you ain't buying, stop fussing about with the merchandise.
There's the red door. This must be Engelbert's house.
The door's ajar. Someone must have left in a hurry. We better take a look inside.
This must be Lanuit's assistant, Engelbert.
It's the right address, all right.
When will this trail of tragedy end? My death was only the beginning.
That's bad luck for Engelbert and our investigation. But what a story!
Say what you will about Lanuit, he was right about there being an assassin. We must find the killer before he gets to Lanuit, and our answers.
Be careful, friends. One who goes hunting for a tiger may learn that the tiger finds him first.
We should search this place first. Maybe Engelbert or his killer left a clue behind.
Now we have you, assassin.
I don't know what you mean.
You can't fool us. We know who you are, and you won't get away.
What's wrong with you? I didn't even look at you sideways.
Oh dear, what a blunder. That's not the assassin.
But he looked like... Oh, maybe we were a little too quick to act.
Let's think a little harder about what we know next time.
Now we have you, assassin.
I don't know what you mean.
You can't fool us. We know who you are, and you won't get away.
I failed my mission, and the herd, and the great...
What good luck you have, my friends, to overcome such a deadly foe.
With the assassin out of the way, it's time to get back to Lanuit. He's bound to help us now.
If you expect gratitude from that one, I'm afraid you'll be sorely disappointed.
What's this notebook sticking out of the killer's pocket? There's something about getting rid of Lanuit. Wait, there's also something about Professor Tillinghast. Escort Tillinghast to the witch house in the bayou. I wonder what they wanted with her there.
Why have you come back without Engelbert? Don't tell me something has happened to him.
We were too late to save him, but we found the assassin and dealt with her.
I told you. You didn't believe me, but it was true. I suppose I should thank you, even if you did fail to save poor dear Engelbert.
We found a note he'd hidden in his apartment. It said something about you and a portal in the bayou. What do you know about that?
As I suspected. Alas, Engelbert, you served me well up until the day of your death.
What are you talking about?
The so-called comet that passed near the Earth a few weeks ago, that was not a comet at all. Do I surprise you? I dare say I do by the look of wonder and astonishment in your eyes. I am no mere purveyor of voodoo trinkets and curios, but a scholar of occult knowledge. My ancestors knew the truth, and they passed it down to me along with forbidden tomes and arcane scrolls. We know the danger of the herd of Algidi. They are behind all of these events, and they have been scheming so for decades. Why, just 20 years ago.
Hold on a minute. Let's back up to not a comet at all.
Ah, of course. To the uninitiated, this can seem overwhelming. Very well. The disturbance astronomers mistook for a ball of dust and ice orbiting the sun was in truth a portal. A gate leading to the star Deneb al-Gedi, which the more astute of you may recognize as appearing in the constellation known as the Tail of the Goat, dozens of light years away.
A gateway to a distant star. I like it for a headline, but only the most sensational rags would print it.
I did warn you Lanuit was unstable. What some mistake for eccentricity is full-blown madness, I tell you.
Not impossible, just hidden from the knowledge of most. You do know that occult means hidden, don't you? Well, I suppose I must keep things as simple as possible for you. Or perhaps not. You have seen the proof yourselves in the book entitled Culte des Goules. You've witnessed the manner of deaths of those who posed an obstacle.
It seems impossible, but it must be true.
For a long time, I suspected Tillinghast was allied with the herd. She was studying the comet, after all. But with her death, it seems they weren't allies after all. If I had realized, I would have done more to warn her.
There's no time for recriminations. We need to stop this herd.
Engelbert infiltrated their cult. He told me of their general plans and described their headquarters in the bayou. The locals call it the witch house and are afraid to go near it. From what Engelbert reported, I knew they were approaching a favorable time for their schemes.
Why do you even listen to this madman? He says he knew I was in danger but failed to warn me. He sacrificed his own assistant rather than risk his own skin. Untrustworthy villain.
And now you think this portal has opened?
It has. It must have. I know the method of closing it, but the danger of going there... No, I would never survive the attempt.
You're safe with us. After all, we've already saved you from one assassin.
That's true. And I suppose it's no fault of yours you were too late to save Engelbert. Very well, I agree.
Then that is our plan. We'll go together into the bayou.
Closing this mystical gate is far beyond this charlatan's power. You'll only be putting yourselves in more danger than you've ever faced before. This is much too much. The bayou is a treacherous place in and of itself. How much worse must it be if this portal truly exists? But of course it doesn't. Even if a door to another world could exist, why would it be in a swamp? And how could you close it with a magic book? safer and more sensible to stay well away from that miserable backwater.